helps if you remember to actually set up the stream properly, doesn't it, friends? How are you all doing? I'm Jacqueline. As you can tell, I have not slept at all, and it is great to see all of you. I'm super excited to see all the projects you've made. We are joined by special guest Blahaj, and yes, I really do look dead because I have spent the entire night making shark memes, making shark projects, looking at everything you've made. It's been super, super exciting to see, but I'm just as tired as you all are today. So what are we doing? We're going to be showing off some of our favorite projects. We're going to be taking a look, chatting to some hackers, and generally having an awesome time celebrating the one and only Blahaj. But in chat, I want you to go and tell us your favorite moments. Is there anything specifically you've really, really enjoyed? Is there anything that you found to be extra special about SharkHacks? Can you even hear me? Is my mic set up properly? Because I never know. Let me know in chat right now. And while you're doing that, let me just kind of recap what this weekend has all been about. So we, a couple of months ago, started memeing that Blahaj is basically the king of Major League hacking. Mainly because Blahaj is the king of Major League hacking. And what better theme of a hackathon is to have than the biggest meme of the century? And that is what this is. We are here to have a chilled weekend, and we have been blown away by all the projects you've made. We expected a couple of shark-themed goodies, but in fact, we got about 65 pretty incredible projects. And a lot of them were very, very sharky. Now, on this stream, I'm going to be chatting to a couple of different hackers. We're going to be showing off some projects as well. If you're interested at demoing your project on stream, or you just want me to go and show your demo video, that is totally chill too. If you head over to the SharkHacks Discord, you can post in the Demo My Hack channel a link to your demo, or the Joining the Stream channel if you want to join the stream. To make my life super, super simple, it would be super appreciated if you posted YouTube links in the Demo My Hack instead of your dev post links. It just makes my life a little bit easier because it means there's just less mad scramble to go and get stuff on. I've got two guests already waiting to come on stream, but I'm first of all gonna chat with Evie, who has made an incredible app. I think you're all gonna be blown away by it. So I'm gonna show you this demo video, and then as soon as we've seen this demo video, we'll be right back to have a chat with Evie. And I think you're all gonna like this because someone has fully committed in every single sense of a word to the SharkHacks theme. So we'll play this demo video and then we will be right back.
This is only sharks. A microblogging service where the only thing you can post is the shark emoji. We log into the user interface. You can see we have user profiles here, and we can actually go to our own profile here. You can see we have display names, usernames, descriptions, amount of followers, a vector of posts, and a vector of liked posts. Unfortunately, we don't have timelines or user post timelines implemented on the front end, so they won't show up here. But we can go to someone else's profile and see their statistics. If we take the cookies, we can see that we get a JSON web token. Using this, we can access the API, which does have everything implemented in the backend, including timelines, liking and following other users and posts and users, making posts and deleting posts and editing posts. As an example, we will create a post right now. It will contain these shark emojis. As you can see, we've created it. Now, if we get our profile, this is someone else's profile. You can get our profile ID, use that to view our profile, and you can now see we have a post ID. We can view that post. We can even edit that post to only have one shark emoji, and if we view it again as edited, we can like the post. Unlike it, and even delete the post. Same thing can happen on the user side. Thank you.
Well, wasn't that pretty awesome? Let's pull on Evie and let's have a chat about how they made it. Hey, Evie, how are you doing?
I'm doing great. I haven't slept in
Good sound for you. I think you're
24
muted.
hours. Oh, am I?
Oh
Am I
no.
muted?
Oh no.
Oh, I'm
Can everybody
unmuted. Can you hear me?
can everybody else hear Evie? Is it just me? What's going on here, friends? Blahaj, help us. We can't hear. You can hear? You can hear. Oh no. Friends, do you know what that means? That means it's my fault. Hang on then. It's okay. We're gonna get through this. Sit tight, Evie. It's gonna be okay. We're gonna get through this together. Not quite sure how yet, but we are gonna work it out. So fun fact, we've never had this issue before. If I go and switch this to be these speakers. Okay. Evie, say something now.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Yes.
Okay.
So this is an incredible, incredible project. But first, would you like to introduce yourself and tell everyone here who you are and why you decided to build this incredible creation?
So I'm Evie. I do Rust basically. That's essentially what I do. I've done maybe a couple large products before. One of them is actually an iOS tweak repository, like fully. It has like Stripe and database support, so a lot better than the usual solutions. Think of it as like a Shopify for iOS tweaks. That one's actually I actually got open source sponsors for that, so that's pretty cool. Yeah, that's basically me.
This is pretty cool. So like, have you ever built something like this before? Have you been to a ton of hackathons? Are you new to hackathons? What's your background here coming in?
So I do a lot of back-end web development. That's just kind of my thing. It's been my thing for like maybe 5 years. So it's not really new to me. This is the first time I've attempted a microblogging service. So that was pretty interesting. I've always kind of wanted to mess around with that, and this was a pretty cool experience. I've actually never been to a hackathon before. I actually saw this on DevPost, and I remembered Major League Hacking from an earlier hackathon, Terrible Hack from last year, back when yeah, and so I decided to actually sign up for this because I saw it was open, there were still registrations, and yeah, I decided to do this. So.
Well, we're super glad to have you. It's always great when people new to the hackathon community jump right in on the theme. And I think it's fair to say you've definitely jumped right in on the theme today. And I'm curious, since it's been your first hackathon, what have been your key takeaways from building this? Is there anything that's really stood out as something you didn't know at the start, but now you know and you either regret and you wish you'd done differently, you're really glad you did, or anything like that?
I mean, I definitely, on the first day, Friday, I definitely took it light. I didn't do much because most of my other team members were actually busy with other arrangements. I think two of them were actually busy with a computing competition. So, it was we can't really do anything on the first day. So, that might not have been the best idea. I feel like we could have got a lot more done if we started on the first day. Thankfully, the back end, my part, was fully complete. The front end, we were definitely rushing there towards the end, especially like maybe 2 hours before submission. But,
it's like everyone experiences it at their first hackathon. You get to like the end, you think you've got loads of time. You like get to like around the 6-hour mark. I've got time to implement all these features, write up this dev post, record this video. No problem. I can relax. And then you get to half an hour before judging deadline. You've done none of those things. And it's just kind of like, the fun story I always tell with that is I once went to a hackathon. It was in Hamilton in Ontario. And I decided it would be an amazing idea to chill for the first 23 hours of a 24-hour hackathon and then build an app in the last hour based on things, I'd heard of people like discussing concept that they weren't going to use, and we kind of pieced them together. I was working with a load of 10th graders, so it was a really cool experience. But we came first place, and then that app is now, we had a meeting with the chief digital officer of the city to discuss kind of concepts, actually getting that into widespread use. So I think one thing that I've learned at hackathons is that spending the time is not necessarily the important thing. It's like going on something and committing to it. And I think you've done really well here. It's like you had a concept, you had a theme, you joined them together, You built like an actual proper API by the look of it, which so many times in hackathons, it's just hard coded. So I'm really, really impressed with that. It's super cool. If you're like, imagine you're talking to people who've never been to a hackathon before. What was the thing that surprised you most, would you say?
I'm
It's a big
not
question.
sure, actually. Probably how much, like, for the demo video, I definitely stumbled my words a lot there, and I didn't really get to show off most of it. You don't have a lot of time in that. Like 2 minutes, you have to really go through quickly. And that's, I think, the demo video is pretty important because, that's your demo video. That's how you're showing it off to people. So, I kind of wish I put more time in that, but
it's all good. People think 2 minutes is like, oh, I've got plenty of time. Yeah. We've seen hackers start speeding up their video and their speech to make sure we get enough in. We've seen some people were doing presentations at the start of summer when we went digital and started requiring videos. And I think a lot of people now have realized that you need to cut through the meat. You need to just start showing your project straight away. A lot of people were talking about, oh, here is the backstory. Here's how I got to it. And now we've got to the point where it's just like, here's my project. Here's what I built. This is why it's awesome. Please let me win. And it's been a really interesting shift to see. And so, yeah, this is a really, really cool service. I would say one final question before we go and chat to someone else. And it's a big one. What have you learned this weekend?
I think this was the first time I implemented authentication by not using a third-party service like Auth0. That's what I would usually use in the past. So this is the first time I actually had to start hashing and salting, user passwords and just all that kind of stuff I wouldn't normally have to worry about. So that was definitely a learning experience. So, that was something that I didn't expect to actually do that, but I'm glad I did because it was fun.
I think one thing that really stands out on this project is you've not cut loads of corners. You have actually implemented authentication properly. A lot of times at hackathons, people don't. You've actually got a pretty nice UI. You've thought about user experience. You've built a proper API. And I think that's one of the really impressive things about this project. And I think you should be really proud of yourself. So well done. I'm not a judge. I can't tell you whether or not you're going to win. But all I'll say is, from what I've seen, you should be really, really proud of yourself. So chat, can we have shark emojis for Evie? They've done amazingly, and I'm super impressed with what you've created. So thank you so much for joining on stream, and good luck with judging.
Thank you.
So that was some great advice from Evie. Before we cut to our next guest, I'd actually like to go and show you some of the tips we've been hearing from a load of our different people here at MLH. So what do I actually mean by that? That's a lot of words. Well, yesterday, I went and asked, or no, not yesterday, Friday, I went and asked a load of community leaders here at Major League Hacking, whether these are prolific hackers, whether these are organizers or mentors or anything else, for what they thought you should know if you're new to hackathons. And so SharkHacks has ended now, but even if you have already submitted your video, even if you've already done stuff, perhaps this video will give you some tips at what to do at your next hackathon. It would help if I remember to share it with sound, because at the end of the day, just because you didn't do something this hackathon, it doesn't mean you can't do it next hackathon or the hackathon after that. So I'll be back in just a second. Let's take a look at what people said. And Kyle, I can see you. Kyle's going to be coming on stream in just a bit. Kyle, thank you for featuring in this. Going to your first ever hackathon can be a bit daunting. Friends, there's no audio. Why does it do this to me today? We've been having technical issues for the whole of SharkHacks. Well, how are you supposed to share love, right? And I don't feel like I've had love shared with me today. I feel like I've had technical difficulties with me shared today. So tell you what, I'm going to go and have a look why this is going wrong. While I'm doing that, I'm going to go and have a quick cry. But I'm going to try pressing this. Let's see if this magically fixes it. Friends, thank you so much for your patience today. You are genuinely the most patient human beings on earth. And the world is just... Nope. Okay. So we'll come back to that video. But first, we're going to go and have a chat with Noah. Noah, give me a thumbs up if you're ready to come and chat about your project. That would be awesome. And Noah is not just going to chat about this project. Going to demo it live on stream, which is super exciting. So Noah, come and say hello. Hey, Noah.
Hello all.
How are you feeling?
I'm good. I was working with a team member, Ning Hong, this whole time. So both of us pretty much did equal work on the game. So I'm speaking, but I speak on behalf of her too.
Absolutely. Do you want to introduce yourself? Tell us your background, tell us where you're from, and all of that fun stuff?
Yeah, definitely. I'm Noah Schwartz. My team member is Zining Hong. We both go to the University of UC Berkeley in California together. I live in Santa Cruz, California. Zining Hong lives in Colorado, so kind of far apart, but we can still Zoom together and work on this together as a game.
That's so cool. Now, before we jump into your demo, you're going to go, I think you're going to show us live, right? Is that correct? Can you show us live?
Live, or we can do the video we recorded. Either one works.
I would love to see it live. Before we jump into it live, I've got one big question before we see what you've made.
Yes.
Digital working is hard. Remote working is hard. Communicating like over the internet and building projects with someone who's not in the same room as you is really hard. What were the big challenges you ran into with that this weekend?
The biggest challenge is showing code, I believe. Like, showing code means working with GitHub, which means working with conflicts and so on, which is always a pain. However, honestly, Zoom's remote control feature is a lifesaver.
Yeah.
That saved us so much. We can work on each other's computer screen, even far apart. But the hardest part was probably syncing our code together.
Yeah, that's the thing we hear quite often. A lot of hackers have started using stuff like VS Code Live Share because it's so difficult to be, when you're at a hackathon, you're like coding together. You can kind of just sit next to someone, you can work together. Whereas Zoom is great, but like Zoom's not the same as that. It gets you close, but not quite. VS Code Live Share is a good way of doing it. GitHub, you still have to send it back and forth. And I think this is one of those really interesting challenges where obviously it's not SharkHacks themed, but at a future hackathon, I think someone could do a really good job at solving that problem by creating their own solution where, it's code live sharing, but actually done well. I don't know what that would look like, but I'm really excited to see what it looks like.
I'm fully on board with that. I agree completely.
Yeah, it's a challenge I run into. And also, Zpixel has given us the obligatory Go Bears. So there we go. Do you want to show us your hack, show us what you've made, and talk us through all the crazy things you've been getting up to this weekend?
Yeah, of course, definitely. Thank you.
Awesome. You should be able to screen share.
Okay, screen share. Yes. Let me know if you see my screen. Do you see my screen?
I don't yet. You'll need to hit screen share, and then you'll need to go and choose kind of what you want to share.
I see. I'll share everything since I'm too lazy to figure out how to add into Windows.
Okay. I relate to that. Don't worry. We've all been there. It's a struggle, and then I'm going to pop it on stream.
Awesome.
Here is your screen.
It's an infinite loop.
It is an infinite loop.
No. So this is our site. We made an website called Something Interesting About Sharks.
It's an amazing fun. I love it.
Thank you. It was Z's idea. Perfect. And here we want to create a site where we give both informative facts about stocks, as long with as along with the ability to customize and create your own stocks and learn about them and see visual aid of how they look. A cute version of how they look, not really how they look, but a cute version. A way to more intimately relate to them for kids and anyone coming along. So here we give some awesome shark facts, where we learn that sharks do not have bones.
Wow.
And also, the whale shark is the largest fish in the ocean.
As MLH's certified shark expert, I did not know sharks don't have bones. So there we go. We've all learned something new today, everybody.
Yeah, I didn't know either until just yesterday. Amazing. And more interesting facts. We now have types of sharks. So we go into many different species of sharks. We only had time to implement 5 different types. So we hope to add more later on. But so far we have the macro shark, the Blahad's shark, which is the best shark, honestly.
The best one. Yeah, just
no bias.
In case there's any doubt.
The Joel Phantom shark, hammerhead shark, and saw shark. And we give little descriptions on each one here, like what about, how they behave, something interesting about them. So this one is the Somehow it is also able to bake cookies and make memes. Interesting fact about the Blahod sock.
So is this the first time you built a website? Have you done that before?
First time ever for both Z Nihong and myself. Yeah, first time. It was a struggle to learn HTML, CSS, and JavaScript together, but we must do it.
Yeah.
We have down below now an option to customize your own sock. So let's say we have create your own sock. Do you want to enter name?
Let's go and enter Mr. Blahaj. I think that's a good shark name.
That is honestly the best sock name ever. Thought? Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Submit. Now your sock's name is Mr. Blahaj. And now, do you want to see your sock?
Let's pick a shark. Let's pick a shark.
We have the 5 options above to pick from.
It's gonna have to be a Blahaj shark, isn't it?
I think it has to be. There's like no other choice. So here is the Blahaj sock.
And then there's our shark called Mr. Blahaj.
I know, perfect. So these, we can see all different types of socks. These ones, Z and myself made on Illustrator. So
I am so impressed. That art is amazing. Like, seriously, great job.
Honestly, it was all Z. Z even taught me how to make these. So Z gave me a lesson on Illustrator as well. Taught me how to make these.
So it sounds like you've learned a ton this weekend. You've learned like web dev. You've like jumped into doing that. You've like made some awesome art. You've done different stuff. And I think it's really interesting when we see this. Like we have people like Evie, like she managed to go and like improve skills that she already had. Whereas you've gone and like actually like learned new stuff. Like don't get me wrong, Evie learned about authentication and all of that kind of stuff, but had those building blocks. And the really cool thing about this project is like, it's the totally opposite thing. It's like you are creating these building blocks to then use in the future, right?
Yeah, we are exactly. None of us knew at all what we were doing. We actually chose to do an website because we knew we had no experience in that field. We've all made games before. We've already made different applications, a little bit dabbled in it, but we never made a website. We never knew HTML, CSS, so we thought that this hackathon would be a great experience to learn something new, learn something that can help us in the future.
And that's the best thing to do at hackathons. So everyone who's joining us here this weekend, a couple of tips. Grab all the free credits. If you've not already gone and got them, go get them now because you can continue learning with them after the hackathon. Also, if you're watching and you've not already got it, the GitHub Student Developer Pack is an awesome resource. It gives you a ton. I can see Evie at the bottom nodding her head. It's like it's got a ton of awesome resources, whether it's hosting domains, tutorials, APIs, and more. So I would definitely check that out as well. But this is such a cool thing to see. It's great to see people who are learning new skills. It's easy to go into a hackathon. Something you already know, build the same thing you know how to build, and it just be the same thing every week. And I think this is really cool because, in fact, the 2 we've seen, Evie learned new skills in terms of authentication. You've learned like a ton of entirely new languages and like all of that kind of stuff. And it's really, really exciting to see. I think I'm going to ask you the same question I asked Evie to kind of close. What would be your big takeaway here? What mistakes did you make? What would you change if you were doing it again? And just generally, what have you like learned in total beyond just the languages?
My biggest takeaway, I think, is, well, the experience, the knowledge we learned. We used React to code outside in. So that was a hard library to learn. And we... That's nuts. And we still, like, I myself only know a tiny bit of it still. I don't feel like I know it too well, but I scratched the surface. I have now been able to feel able to code in it and make things in it for the future. So I think a big takeaway was the knowledge we gained from this.
I'm so glad you gained that knowledge. And like, props to you. You should be super proud of yourself because what you've done is absolutely amazing. So well done and good luck for judging.
Thank you so much.
Cool.
And honestly, Z carried us through the whole thing. So
and thank you, Z, as well. Cool. Noah, I'll see you later. Thank you so much for joining us on stream.
Thank you so much. Have a good one.
Z in chat is saying that is such a lie, but Z, if you want to come on here and refute that, you can do that. Noah will send you the link. Otherwise, nah. Now, one thing that Noah did mention is the whole, I only know a little bit of this thing. I'm going to let you into a bit of a secret. My day job is not here at Major League Hacking. I don't spend all day, every day sitting on stream as much as I might want to do that. In the day, I work at a major bank and I am a senior developer working in cloud infrastructure. I build tooling around, all of the boring stuff, but also build tooling using stuff like React. And Noah raised a really good point, right? I have a title that says senior developer, right? I cannot tell you everything in React about documentation open. I don't know it all off by heart, and you don't need to. I think a lot of hackers come in and be like, I need to know every single detail of every single language. And that's not true. The important thing that I think hackathons teach well is that you need to be able to learn and you need to know how to pick things up on the fly really quick like that. And I think both of the two projects we've just seen really demonstrate the ability to do that. Whether it's picking up a new language or picking up new parts of a language that you used before and actually building something where you could just go and use a third-party library, but hey, you're going to do it yourself. And I think that is the spirit of hackathons. Next up, I'm going to go and talk to Kyle. He's an awesome hacker based out of California. But first, looks like it's working now. We're going to go and play some of the top tips that our organizers and community leaders have talked to us about on how you should approach your first hackathon. So even if you need a bit of advice, it is going to be a great way of getting some. Hopefully this audio shares. If it doesn't, I'll go cry. And I'll see you in just a couple of minutes.
Going to your first ever hackathon can be a bit daunting, especially right now when the world is just a bit strange.
So, as per usual, we had audio issues. Will we ever get through one of these streams without audio issues? I don't think so. I think that would just make our life too easy. But conveniently, that was subtitled. So, hey, hopefully you're all good at reading. If you want to go and check out the version of that with audio and without technical difficulties, head over to twitter.com/mlhacks. The full version is there with background music and properly edited and actually properly working audio. I know in the emulated stream, you're not used to that. But hey, on our Twitter, at least we have some. Next up, we're going to chat to Kyle Java. He's an awesome hacker. And Kyle, give me a thumbs up if you're ready to come and say hi. Kyle, that's not a thumbs up. That's a thumbs up. Here we go. Hello, Kyle. How are you doing?
I'm good. How are you? I
am pretty good. Do you want to introduce yourself to everybody here?
Yeah. So my name is Kyle Java. I'm a third year at the California State University, San Marcos, majoring in computer science. And I actually had a partner with me, but I don't know if she's watching the stream right now, but her name is Niala Mendoza, and she's a fourth year at CSUSM.
Awesome. Well, Kyle, this is a silly question to ask, but I'm going to ask it to be devil's advocate. Have you ever been to any hackathons before?
Yeah, we met at SharkHacks.
We did meet at SharkHacks. SharkHacks was an awesome hackathon in Detroit. No, it's like not quite Detroit. It's like Detroit-ish.
Detroit.
And it was online this year, of course. And you built some cool stuff there.
Mhm.
But Kyle, what have you been building this weekend?
Well, something that's been fresh in my mind is, a couple weeks ago I was part of this other hackathon called Coachella, and it was a hackathon sponsored by Twitter. And one of the requirements basically for every single project in Coachella was to use the Twitter API. So for this hackathon, I kind of wanted to do something with the Twitter API and then do kind of like a fun project with it.
I mean, so do you want to tell us all about what the fun things you did with it?
Yes, so we felt that me and my partner for like SharkHacks would be a great place to showcase like a fun and creative project. This was kind of my first time doing like a creative project. All my other projects have always been kind of serious and aimed like towards a specific group. But we decided to create a Twitter bot that would decide which Pokemon you are based on your birthday.
That is awesome.
We thought it would be a fun and cool project. I know it wasn't related to sharks, but I mean, I thought.
Hey, SharkHacks is all about sharing happiness and sharing all the cool things you've built. Like, even if it's not shark related, it can be like spiritually shark related, right? Blahage just represents love. In stream your private chat, could you paste me a link to either your demo video or your dev post, and we will check out what you've made?
Yeah, I got you.
And everybody, like, I think what you're about to see is going to be a cool kind of juxtaposition. Like, you know, Kyle has done hackathons before, and I think Kyle has learned a lot of the things that I was going to say heard on that video earlier. We didn't hear it, but that you saw on that video earlier with the subtitles. And so let's take a look at Kyle's demo. If the audio doesn't work, what I need you to do is put shark emojis in chat. I will then go and cry, and then we'll come back and hope we can get it fixed. But fingers crossed, this is going to work first time for the first time ever. To be honest, I'm not overly hopeful, but hey, I can dream. So hey, this is PokerFind. We'll watch the demo video, and then we will be right back.
We wanted to do a creative project for SharkHacks. So our project PokeFind is a Twitter bot that determines which Pokemon user is based off their birthday. So on the left-hand side is the Twitter bot itself, PokeFind _, and on the right side is my personal Twitter page. And we're going to be using my personal Twitter page to test out the app. So if you go on the PokeFind Twitter page, you can see that gives you an example of the user bot, where you can add the Twitter page along with the hashtag for Pokemon and your birthday with this format. Let's go ahead and test it on my Twitter page. So if we tweet at it saying @PokeFind, hashtag what Pokemon am I, 3/6/2000, you go ahead and tweet this out. And in about a couple of seconds, it'll tell us which Pokemon I am based off the birthday. So let's go ahead. As you can see at the notifications here, it shows that that the bot received the tweet. And if we go to my notifications over here, we can see that based off my birthday, I am Porygon 2, Pokemon Entry 233, and I'm a normal type. So let's go ahead and test this bot out again. So we do @PokeFind _ hashtag what Pokemon am I. We can do today's date, 12/5, and it's just doing random years. We'll do 1990. And then we tweet that out. And let me refresh the notification screen here. Should have received it. Yeah, 12/5/1990, and I'll refresh my personal Twitter page. Yeah, so for the birthday at 12/5/1990, that Pokemon, the person with that birthday is Goldfish. Cool. So we hope you guys enjoyed the project, and thank you guys for watching.
Seems to be a cool project, Kyle. I love that. Before we jump into how you built it and all that kind of stuff, what did you use to record your demo video?
Zoom.
You use Zoom. So
Yeah,
the reason I ask, loads of hackers ask, how do I record a demo video? I don't know what to do. There's all of these options. Can you really quickly just say like how you use Zoom to record demo videos?
Yeah, so Zoom is perfect, especially if you have a group, right? And if you want like if you're in a group project and you don't know how to put videos together, you could just go on Zoom. And what Zoom has is a record button, right? And then you can just record it. You can pause recording, and then it'll save to your computer, and then you can use whatever editor you want in the video.
I think, yeah, it's a lot of hackers have a ton of problems like trying to set up OBS, trying to chat with other people and running into tons of difficulties because you're working in teams, right? And yeah, Stalker Badger is saying, hey, like in the last 15 minutes, I tried to use OBS and it needs at least 15 hours to figure it out. Yeah. So OBS can be a little bit complicated if you're getting started. Many of you will be using Zoom for work or for school or for anything like that, or even just to talk to your grandma. And so you've probably used Zoom before. And I think this was a really, really interesting use of, instead of just following kind of what everyone else is doing and desperately trying to get OBS to work, to use what resources you have and just kind of using Zoom. So I think that was really cool. So in terms of your project, the first question I have, and this is not related to anything technical, but how does it decide which Pokemon you are?
So your birthday, right? It does a lot of calculations with your birthday. We wanted to make sure every single birthday had a different Pokemon. So we had to kind of create it just like that.
Yeah. And so do you have some kind of algorithm? How's it looking?
Yeah, we have some sort of algorithm to determine like what Pokedex entry number you are based off your birthday. So it really depends on like what your birthday is, I guess, if that makes sense. Sorry.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Now, what backend are you using for this? Because I'm going to presume this is not just a hard-coded front end. I'm going to presume you're sending some data somewhere.
Yeah, so we're using the Twitter API to filter through tweets and send tweets and retrieve tweets. We were able to use the Twitter API through Python. There's this cool thing called Tweepy where it lets you use the Twitter API with Python. And in order to get data about every single Pokemon, there's a public Pokemon API.
Yeah. Now, this is a really good thing to raise, right? Loads of people come in and be like, hey, I've got to build everything from scratch in this weekend. I can't use any libraries. I can't use any APIs. I can't use like any tools. That's actually not the rules of hackathons. People seem to think it is. You totally can use them. Now, obviously, when we're judging, we are going to account for the fact you've used them. But like I always say, don't invent a wheel. There is no point you trying to make your own Twitter wrapper because one will exist for the language. And the fact you found like a Pokemon API as well, just put 2 and 2 together, that's ideal. It's like, do you think that using like existing technologies helped you kind of build stuff up faster and like get a more successful kind of project?
Yeah, it's basically what you just said. Don't reinvent the wheel. I mean, like, I get it. Like, I mean, if something already exists and it's working really well, I mean, why not use it? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I totally agree. And like, plus you're a slightly more experienced hacker. Imagine I'm a new hacker. I'm coming in. I've never connected stuff to an API before. I don't even know where to look. I don't know what an API is. What would you say the good first steps are to kind of start using APIs and using libraries in your hacks? Where should I look? And what kind of stuff works well at hackathons?
So how I learned was through various YouTube tutorials, Google searches. Asking people around you is also a good thing to do. Also talking to your mentors. Basically getting information before you start hacking. That's pretty much like if you just basically know what an API is, then you can pretty much do like some research and then do some coding after that.
Yeah, absolutely. You raised a really good point there. Research. People jump into hacking. Do you want to talk about why research is important?
Yeah, you'll see people's computers with tabs open,
Yeah, you can't, like, I know it's, you got like 24 hours or 36 hours. And it's like, I really want to start hacking. I need to start writing code. I need to get it down as fast as possible. Otherwise, like, you'll look like the Heartlage at the end. You'll just be very, very sad, very, very stressed looking, right? And no one wants to look like this at the end of a hackathon. But I think, like, one key thing is that, like, you don't need to worry. Like, 36 hours is actually a fairly long time if you pace yourself.
Yeah.
So, like, I think doing the research, I think this is proven. Research first is a good like approach. Do you agree?
I do agree. Yeah.
Now, you researched, you built this thing, but you recorded your demo video and it's an awesome demo video. But, what do you think makes a good demo video?
So usually, so the demo video is kind of a tricky thing because it is 2 minutes. A lot of people realize that 2 minutes is not a long time.
We had this realization earlier. It was interesting to see.
The demo video takes quite some time. But one thing that I like seeing in a demo video is your why. Like, don't just go straight into what it is. Like, why did you decide to make it? Like, what was your inspiration? What was your drive? Yeah,
I think that is like, I think people confuse the why quite often. They think, why did I do this? Well, I did it because of insert gigantic problem in the world. Like, I want to cure cancer, or I want to solve climate change, or I want to get a blahage into every child's bedroom. Whatever, like, giant challenge you're trying to solve, your why probably shouldn't actually focus on that. Like, I think the best ones focus on like problems that affect you, or like things you've seen and things you want to fix, rather than it being some giant abstract concept. Do you agree?
Yeah, I agree. That's kind of like a lot of the projects that I make for hackathons. It's a problem that I personally face. And so I kind of express that like it's a problem that I face, and I feel like other people face it too.
Absolutely. And like the same applies when we're organizing these hackathons, right? Like we looked at the themes are not random. Like we were looking and we were like, look, there's a gigantic problem here. Not enough people know what a blahage is. And so we're going to theme it around fixing this huge, terrible issue. And like, I think it's fair to say that every single person in that Discord now knows what a blahage is.
Yeah.
I think like, I love this project because it doesn't take itself too seriously. And I think that's what really stands out. And I think it's just awesome to see you make something like this, because it really, really shows the importance of just building cool stuff and just getting on with cool stuff. Now, the question I have for you as well is, you know, if you were building this again, you've built like something using the Twitter API now, you've done it a few times now, you've built this app. Where did you screw up? What terrible mistakes did you make?
Yeah, so one of the biggest things that I really want to do, but I just couldn't figure out, was finding a way. I could only get the bot to work if I was running the program on my computer. I wanted to like somehow run it on the cloud. That's basically because like I could only keep it looping if I had what it kept in a while loop, and just have the program running on my computer. But if I was like to actually like put this out to the real world, I mean, it technically is, but like have it for other people to use. I can't just have my computer running it the whole time.
Absolutely. I think, you know, do you know what was causing that? Have you managed to work it out?
I'm pretty sure I could have used some sort of cloud function. I just couldn't figure out in time. And
that is the key thing. It's like, you know how to fix that because you're aware of all different options. No cloud functions exist. And one thing that we run into hackathons all the time is you don't know what you don't know. And I think you have just hit the nail on the head by saying, hey, I could have used a cloud function to fix this. Because next time you go to a hackathon, you can start building it with like a cloud function approach first if you ever need to do something similar, and you know to do that. And I think that really like stands out here. You know, you're not going in blind anymore. As you build more projects, you get more experience. Do you agree with that?
Yeah. And I feel like in a lot of hackathons, a lot of people go to, they start hacking, and then like right in the middle, they kind of face something that they didn't like foresee. You know what I mean? Like a problem they didn't expect.
I agree. I think if you've got through a hackathon and you've not had this big wall in the middle, you've got very, very lucky. And I think like the story I quite often tell with this about me is 2 years ago, back when I was a hacker, back before I was a coach here at Major League Hacking, I was at a hackathon called SharkHacks. TLDR, I won 5 prize categories at SharkHacks. But the reason we got so many prizes was not the original idea we came up with at the start. So we had an idea, we built it out. It was the idea of making it so it's getting A to B as cheap as possible rather than as fast as possible. We rewrote a lot of the Google Maps algorithm. We did kind of combine different like trip sources before Google could do it. But I got to like midway through the hackathon, we built this. And it was like, hey, this is great. And then we went to talk to mentors and talk to sponsors and get their opinions. And I'm like, this is great, but you can take it a step further. And I think you mentioned on, I think, the video we saw earlier, but you've also mentioned in passing a few times, talk to mentors, right?
Yeah, basically.
Have you had experience with hackathon mentors where it's been able to help you?
Yeah, I've asked them a lot. I think I did at Coachella, asked them about like the Twitter API and basically about Google Cloud and stuff like that. And so it's a great tool to have because sometimes Google can like not give you the answer that you want, and it's much more better talking to a real life person, anyways, instead of a computer.
Absolutely. Well, Kyle, I've got to move on to the next person, but it's been an absolute pleasure chatting to you.
Awesome. It's good talking to you again.
And I hope you have an amazing rest of your day, and all hail Blahage.
Yeah, thank you.
See you later. Right, friends, we've got one more set of hackers. Results are on their way. Our judges are hard at work trying to decide the winners. I promise it won't be too much longer, so sit tight. In fact, I'm right now looking in the admin Discord server, and it looks like they're finding someone. In fact, live on stream, let me ask. Let's say, hey, Aaron, ETA on results. I know you're all asking in chat. I just went and asked Aaron. He's coordinating judging right now, and he will hopefully be able to have an opinion. Also live on stream, we'll be judging Octocat very shortly. But before that, I'm going to be talking to Siva and Pratye about their projects. They currently got their webcams off, but hopefully, fingers crossed, they've not gone, to go and get a sandwich. I'm going to bring them on stream now. That's your warning. I would ask you to thumbs up, but I can't. There we go. Here we go. So let's bring them on right now. Hello, friends. How are you doing?
I'm doing great.
You sound a bit tired.
I know, I'm pretty tired actually. It's pretty late over here,
Yeah.
I was really rushing for the demo video and it took lots of time to get it done. And yeah, I guess what kept me going is probably the cute Blahaj plushie.
Oh, I mean, the Blahages are the best. Remember, if you win any of our 5 overall categories, so not sponsor categories, but the 5 overall, we are going to ship a Blahaj. I will be honest, I'm not sure if MLH yet has any idea how to ship a Blahaj to India. But I'm sure they'll find a way. I think
they can just leave it in the ocean and just swim away to me. I guess
they can definitely swim. Like the thing is, I think MLH were like, oh yeah, they're like plushes. They'll squish pretty small. They don't. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens there. But we'll get you on somehow. Now, would you like to tell us what project you made and why it's awesome?
So I called it Ethical Sharks. So it had 3 features. Like it's a website and it has 3 features. The first feature is having a dashboard where you seller, a fish seller or shark seller will be able to give in his images or will be able to give in images of his transactions and his stock as in the stock which he has inside his shop, such as all the sharks or all the fish he has. And then he can take pictures and images of that and send them so the authorities can scan them. The second one, which I personally worked on and I really like, is an ML model in which you can train a data set. And in the data set, it'll be able to find out whether a shark's fin is cut off or it's there. So that this solves the problem of shark finning, which is like a huge problem actually. A lot of sharks die. And shark fin is like a commodity to eat. So we wanted to use an ML model that'll be able to do that. And we had pretty good accurate results when we used Matplotlib to check it out on the graph after we were done compiling the model. And a third feature is reporting, in which if you suddenly find like a dead shark or if you find some illegal activity going on, you can just report it. There'll be a full form where you can give the full thing. And yeah, these 3 features allow for animals and especially sharks to be, safeguarded. And, when you keep the ecosystem safe, you're also helping the environment. So I think it qualifies for both of those categories. And we compiled all of that and made a,
that sounds super cool. So what we'll do is we'll take a look at your demo video and then we'll have a chat about what you've created right after that. But I am super excited to see this because this sounds like an absolutely awesome concept. So let's take a look and we'll be right back.
Hello there. We are Ethical Sharks. This is Tejas along with Shiva and Shiv, presenting a project aiming to protect sharks, especially shark finning. We have created a
Do you have video on it, Shiva?
a data collecting application to track the fishing of sharks.
I can hear the audio.
Why are we not getting audio here, friends? Why are we not getting audio? Do you want to narrate it in real time? Do you want to tell us what it should be saying?
We have a project, Ethical Sharks, and this project contains a website.
Can you hear the audio?
I can't hear any audio. Can you hear the audio?
Can report.
Yeah, I can.
Report
if you can hear the audio, that's the important thing.
And they can report all the photos also.
Yeah, it's coming on the stream.
Cool. As long as you can hear on stream, that's the important bit, friends.
The second section is transaction section, where all the transaction will show here. And the third section is ML model section, where our machine learning model will be here. And we also have login and logout option. So when you click on login, you will be directed and sign in. And if you don't have an account, you will have to sign up for here. And also we have our database, and this is our site's code we created with help of Django.
We start off by importing all the packages required for the machine learning model, such as Keras, NumPy, Pandas, Matplotlib, etc. Then we make the test and training and also import the training and dataset as well for the model. And then we get everything else, such as we write down the training and testing model and then write the baseline model for machine learning. After that, we specify the baseline model and then compile it. After that, we train the model by fitting the batch size and everything else. After that, we also show the Matplotlib size. And over here, you can see the epochs as I've highlighted them. And yep, that's it. And that's how we run it. And you can see the figure over here with the training accuracy and the validation accuracy. So this shows that the program was pretty accurate on finding sharks without fins and with fins. Thank you.
Well, I'm sure that was awesome. I'm sure your explanation was incredible. I heard none of it because of technical issues, but Dream, let me know in chat with a shark emoji if that was an awesome demo. I'm going to go with it probably was. Now, you might have already explained this in the video, and I might have missed this, but you mentioned you're using machine learning. How did you get started using that, and how accurate is your classifier?
Oh, so here's what happened. So I was like, I think I was 13. I'm right now 14. So last year, I was searching up on Udemy courses for machine learning because I was just interested, and I found this huge course with like lots of coursework, and I just learned machine learning from that, like basic machine learning, and that's how I got started with data science. And then after that, I started, making models for different things and stuff like that. I even made an image classifier, hooked it up with a hardware project, stuff like that. And then when I learned about hackathons this year, I thought maybe I'll be able to. Okay.
Yeah,
Maybe I'll be able to implement that.
I'm glad you managed to apply at hackathons. Because
so it's if you look at the graph, it's like I think there's probably 80% accuracy because there's a bit of a space between both of them, like 10.5 gap between them, which means that it's probably finding some half shark fins which are like only a bit cut off but not able to recognize them. So yeah, that's a problem. But we'll be able to improve accuracy because if you think about it, this is only on 5 epochs.
Yes.
So this is only doing 5 runs. If you add like 15 or like 20 epochs, I think it would be better. But because we had to have a light model, we had to keep it with 5 epochs.
I mean, I think this has really shown something interesting here. Many hackers come in and big up, being like, yeah, my solution is 100% correct. It works perfectly. It's brilliant. At hackathons, that's not what we're looking for.
I don't think that's possible with machine learning. You need to have a really good computer with that.
I totally agree. It's like so many people think they managed to get the perfect solution. And like, don't get me wrong, you've made something awesome here, but it's not going to be the perfect solution. But what you have successfully done is you've done a really good proof of concept that can be expanded later. And you can make it from, a really, really cool proof of concept. And then if you ever wanted to take the project further, you have the skills, you have the abilities, because you talked about all the things you've learned. And you can go and take it one step further and like, hey, slowly improve it. Because I think many people see hackathons as a place where they have to build the finished project. And I think
I get that a lot. Like even when I'm hacking, I'm like, I have to make the best project. It needs to look so full. But at the end of the hackathon, you kind of realize that you're not able to do this, but you're able to get the main objective, which is, I think, is the motto of the hackathon. Even if it's not complete, it's still going to work.
Absolutely. And I think one thing that really stood out to me when you introduce your project is you have 3 main features. And I think hackathon projects which sit down and be like, hey, I want to have like my main feature is this, my 2 like sub features, which I want to get after I've got my main feature in are this, and anything else is nice and extra. I think those are the projects that tend to succeed more. And I think this shows it because it means that, you've given yourself expectations and goals which you can reach rather than trying to like aim for the moon and miss. And I think, that's something that really stands out here. If anyone else was interested, they've only ever done software dev and they've never actually, they've never done machine learning. They've never done anything to do with data science even, right? How would you recommend people start? Like, you mentioned a course. Would you recommend a course, or is there better ways of doing it?
Okay, so machine learning and deep learning right now, as you see it, it's an upcoming industry, right? It's quite new. So they're not sophisticated technologies. Even the packages, like to get the basic conda environment, anaconda environment to run the machine learning, it probably took me like a month to get it basically running properly to run all my projects. And I had to even create a new user because it's so buggy and laggy. It's always being updated. It's not stable like every other system. So if you want to get started on machine learning and deep learning, obviously you could use a course, which is the best option right now. But you also need to be able to figure out how to work with, later versions. You should join Discord servers with programmers and, have a good set of friends who you can ask, like, how do I move to this? I think mostly in machine learning, you first learn the course and then you go to people and ask them, like, because there are going to be new environments and new updates to the packages. So you always want to be ready with what you want to do. Because if you don't know how to move the code or if you don't know how to update the code, you're going to be stuck behind. So yeah, I think machine learning is pretty getting started right now. But I would suggest using courses. But there are some ways, like there are some websites where you can try machine learning, and there's this thing called Google Collaboratory where you can run all your machine learning and deep learning projects online. Like you have to do nothing. So if you're a beginner, I really tell you just use Google Collaboratory. Because if you want to get it on your system, if you want it to be offline, it's going to take some time. But yeah, you can directly get started on machine learning. But be ready to face some really hard bugs and issues.
This is some really, really good advice. Friends, if you've only ever built an app or you've only ever built a website and you want to check out machine learning, I think, there's some good first steps to take. And I think one thing I really want to hook onto here, because it's totally applicable to the wider hackathon scene, use your community. Don't just go and, just don't think you have to do it all yourself. Use the community, ask questions, because the best way to learn about something is you should Google, you should look at articles. But if you talk to someone who's done it before, there's going to be able to you're going to get the nuance there. You're going to get the little bits of context, which Google is going to miss. And that's why I think your advice here of join Discords, talk to people is such good advice. And so thank you so much for saying it, because it's something that I think many of us miss. And I think it's a really, really good point. Unfortunately, our time is over. It's time for us to go and announce the winners. We're going to judge Octocat first, but then our winners are out. But thank you so much for coming and chatting to me on stream today.
So, can I just say bye to Blahaj for once?
I will say bye, Blahaj. Blahaj will wave bye to you too. And Aaron has got his Blahaj. He's going to say hi in a second. But thank you so much for joining us. And thank you to every single one of our guests. Let's go ahead into the results. So it is nearly results time, friends. Sit tight, because it will be announced soon. However, I am going to troll you. We're going to judge Octocat live on stream first with Aaron and Blahaj.
Hey, how are you? Oh my gosh, it's Jack and Blahaj.
It is. Your audio is it's an experience right now. It's it's not loud, but it's like.
Oh! I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Everything's. We're used to Aaron's audio's problems. It's fine. Let me figure out how to fix this.
We've had audio problems for the entirety of this stream. If you do have audio problems, have you really done an MLH stream? Because am I better? You haven't. You'll be fine. We'll get through this.
I can make myself louder. I don't know what's wrong though, but it's fine.
So I'm going to go and search for hashtag my Octocat and hashtag SharkHacks. Throughout this entire event, you have been submitting your favorite or your drawings of an Octocat and a shark. Well, it could just be an Octocat, but I think many of you have gone full in on the shark theme. And we're going to take a look now and see which ones of our favorites. We're going to judge it absolutely live. We've got an absolute ton of submissions. We normally get 2, 3, maybe 4. We have more than I have ever seen for an Octocat contest. So I'm going to share it live on stream. We're going to take a look. And Aaron, I'm going to need your help here to have some advice.
Absolutely.
Because this is going to be a joint effort. So let's hit share.
I'm tweaking my audio live. Let me know if it gets any better.
It sounds fine. We'll get for it.
Okay.
So first up, we have this very interesting pen and paper. I mean, pen and paper is pretty awesome. Sorry.
Yeah,
Sorry, Aaron. I'm being told off in chat. Apparently, to please let my Blahaj see the stream. Apologies, stream. I will make sure Blahaj can see. Sorry, friends. But yeah, what do you think of this drawing, Aaron?
I quite like it. It looks like one of Mona's legs has got 2 legs instead of 1, which is interesting. But they did get a number of legs right. For those of you, and for all the real trained Mona drawers or Octocat drawers, you know that Mona's only got 5 legs, or it's technically, I think it's 4 legs and a tail. It's but they're octopus tentacles. So facts.
I do feel slightly sorry for the shark. The shark kind of looks like it's not having a great day back there. But
no, it's been caught by Mona's tentacles, clearly.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I think this is awesome though. I love this drawing. That was from Taganta, so a great well done for you. I'm not going to reveal any of our winners yet, but we're next going to look at this one, which is from Shushri. Wow.
Is this painted?
I don't know. Is this painted?
Is it drawn with markers? I think it's drawn with markers.
Yeah, I think this is markers. This is so impressive.
It is good. Yeah, I was like, is this printed out of Illustrator for a second? It's very obviously not, but is good.
I would frame that on my wall. That is.
Yeah, you've gotten the texture of Blahaj's like, I don't know how you want to describe it, but you've nailed Blahaj's texture like in those. That is a really strong contender. I'm amazed.
Yeah, I totally agree. We've got Stalker Badger in chat saying there's cool details. I totally agree. Just details on this are exceptional. So that's definitely on our shortlist. But we have.
Wait, is there two? Are there two images on that?
There's not two. It was sideways on that first one.
Okay.
We have this next one, which is like a very nice one done using pencils and pens. It's like Mana, just kind of chilling, in the middle of a lake with some sharks around her. Don't know if that's a great idea ever, but
pretty chill. For a and there's a mermaid in the background.
There is a mermaid in the background. I mean, I think my favorite part is you got these sharks which look very happy and very, very bitey.
Poor Mona.
Poor Mona. So I think this is a really, really cool one as well. I love this. And baby shark do found some Hashita. So that is awesome. Next, I'm gonna have a look at Yash's. And Yash's is going to deliver a really, really important, first of all, Yash's is going to deliver Twitter breaking on me and not loading. So let's refresh the page first. And then it loads right as I hit refresh. I swear this is so typical. But yeah, this is it's a really, really important message. It says the open steers the heart, inspires the imagination, and brings eternal joy to the soul. And it's on the side, there's a caption hey, don't pollute the ocean. Aaron, what do you think of this one?
I mean, pollution is bad. I will say that much. I do really like the outfit you've put Mona in. I can't tell if those are holes at the bottom of the legs, at which point doesn't that kind of defeat the purpose of the wetsuit? But it's really, really cool. Loads of fish, loads of shark. It's solid. And yeah, please don't pollute the ocean. Polluting is bad.
Blahaj will be sad if you pollute the ocean. I think my absolute favorite thing here is just this shark in the background. I feel like this shark represents how I felt this morning. Not quite entirely ready for the day and just a bit bitey.
Yeah.
I slept for half an hour last night, friends. It's an experience, this stream.
Last night. I think you mean this morning.
I do mean this morning. Next up, we've got this one, which is a surfer Blahaj. What do you think of this one? I
mean, let's ride them waves, dog. I don't know. I can't speak like a surfer.
Yeah, it's the altar cat. It cheered up Blahaj as he was, depressed about how polluted his home has become. Why we don't live in trash. My apartment doesn't have trash within the shot you can see. So
that's a very specific detail there, Jack.
That is a very specific detail. It is slightly off camera. But why should Blahaj? I totally agree. It is super, super awesome. And I think, these altar cats of a message are really, really cool. And also Blahaj looks very happy, after Blahaj has been cheered up. Wow. Next up is this one from Kartek. What do you think of this one, Aaron?
That's solid. I think Mona is holding on for dear life as she's riding the back of a shark, right? But yeah, it's really good. I almost say, was that done MS Paint last night? But I saw people made MS Paint and it wasn't this good. So this is main class right there.
This is awesome. I think, Mona's holding on for dear life. There's a shipwreck. Blahaj just seems to be living his best life, being oh. So yeah, I think
I'm a shark.
Awesome. Let's see what else we've got. We've got Night Parade with, Mona on a little kind of, you got little Blahaj on here and they're on a little boat. What do you think of this one?
It's also really good. That's a different style I've seen for both Blahaj and Mona. I've not seen that art style before.
I like it. I think it works well.
Like it. I like the paper hat on top of Mona.
Same. And I think in general, this is a cool concept as well. I think, I really like how it's been done. And I think this is super cool.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Let's see what else we've got. We've got this one. Look what I made.
That's kind of cool.
That is kind of cool. I'm not quite sure how you made this, but this is pretty cool.
There's something going on. There's a bunch of things going on there. My head's wet.
It's I am too tired to work out what is going on here, but I like it. It's pretty awesome.
Yeah. No, it is solid.
And this is from The Bap. The BAP has been an active user in the entirety of the hackathon, chilling in Discord, the entire thing. I'm not convinced they've slept, so it's good to see them fully participating in our Draw an Octocat win an Octocat competition. Now, SharkHacks started on the 5th, on the 4th, so these ones are valid too. These are created using the My Octocat generator available on the GitHub website. We'll take a look at them, but generally we do prefer drawn ones because it means we can judge them in a bit more detail. So there's this one, and not very sharky, Aaron. Not very sharky.
No. Well, I don't think the My Octocat generator is particularly sharky.
That is true. And I think it's a nice Octocat, don't get me wrong. But I think Blahaj would like to see a bit more aqua there, right?
Yeah. I mean, it's like Blahaj couldn't survive on that image. There's no water for them.
Absolutely. Next up, we've got another one, but this is a little bit more.
That alligator or crocodile, whatever it is, looks freaking terrified.
Yeah, I feel like that alligator looks like Blahaj looks like whenever like we're like, hey Blahaj, you're coming on stream, and Blahaj is just like, do I have to?
Why?
It's like, why are you dragging me to all of these places? So yeah, cool concept. At least it has an aquatic creature. We have this SharkHacks My Octocat in Minecraft next.
Oh, that's cool. That's like there's pixel art and then there's that, and like I rate that. Yeah,
I love how it's like got SharkHacks in the background. It's got like this awesome pixel art, and instead of just doing it in Paint, you actually spent the time to draw it. I think this is pretty awesome.
I also think they went one step further. That's not Minecraft Desktop. I think that's Minecraft Pocket Edition.
That is commitment.
Yeah, that is some serious commitment.
We've also got one disguised as a shark with a Blahaj drawn in pencil.
That is really good.
I love this. This is
I can't.
So cool.
So I mean, this is probably a surprise to no one, considering you saw me in the kitchen last night. I can't shade with pencils like in any like a reasonable like capacity at all, and this is just like done a really really good job of it.
Yeah, it's like that shading is perfect. That's super creative. And just look at Blahaj. Look how happy Blahaj looks to be like with Moana.
Yeah, absolutely.
I love this. This is so cool. Let's see what else you've all created. How many more do we have? We have a couple. We have this one, which is a nice simple pencil drawing, which is always cool. And it's a very small Blahaj here. Or Moana's huge. I'm not quite sure which one.
I mean, yeah, I think I'm inclined to go with small Blahaj versus giant Mona.
Yeah, it's like if I try and do that, it's not going to work very well, is it? But yeah, this is super creative. We've got there's so many friends. So how many of you did one?
I mean, it's like we didn't even plug it that hard this weekend either. I've just like, but
you've all committed. We've got Christmas is the season of joy and gift giving and people united. Here is a hashtag My Octocat along with her shark buddies preparing for Christmas and wishing everyone season's greetings. Well, Blahaj do love Christmas, and I feel like Blahaj in the middle is a bit like a cat. I love it.
Oh yeah.
What do you think of this one, Aaron?
I think that embodies how I would handle my Blahaj on Christmas.
Me too. I mean, me and Blahaj in my apartment in Toronto, my family are not even in the same company and in the same country even. And me and Blahaj are going to be having family time together on Christmas while I chat to my family over Zoom. So Blahaj is really a very important family member for me.
Yeah. I mean, Jack's got more Blahajas in her life than family members in her life.
That is true. I own too many. Let's scroll down. We've got Cyberfell. And look at this one. This is a cool digital art one.
That is cool.
Cool.
This is like... you can tell assets have been pulled from different places because the resolution of like the Mona and the hat and the boat and the sharks are all different.
Yeah, I think the thing here is like the Blahajas here look way too scary. It's like, have you seen a Blahaj? The
is
least scary thing ever.
Cute and adorable.
Let's see what else. This one's cool. Bravish is one of the awesome people who helped us record our video. Remember, if you're a new hacker and you want newbie tips, check out twitter.com/mlhacks. We've got a video up there. We tried to play it earlier with no sound. Everyone was like, OMG, this is super cool. I like this. Really cool. I think this kind of highlighter concept's actually really cool.
Yeah, it's I used to love drawing with highlighters. Except they don't last very long because they're not designed to be like used like this.
I know. But it's pretty awesome.
It is pretty cool.
Now this one from Helena is Moana's trying to blend in, by dressing up as Blahaj. It does just feel like if just got Blahaj's head and put it on Moana, but I think this is still pretty cool.
It's I'd call this this isn't my Octocat, this is my Sharktocat.
This is
what I'm looking at.
My Octocat.
But I'll take it.
I love it. I love it. Let's keep going down. We're nearly at the end. I think these ones might be ones that were submitted. Oh no, these were submitted after hacking started, so that's cool. So we're gonna check Lucian. Let's go and check this one.
Is that in it? I think that is an augmented reality. That's what the QR code's for.
I don't have my phone with me, Aaron. Do you have your phone with you?
I do. Let's see if this is gonna work. I don't even need I think it's Echo AR because I think the same person submitted an Echo AR hack.
Well, I don't know what to expect here, but Aaron is going to scan it.
All
and
right,
then Aaron is going to try and show
I have no idea how I'm going to share this with you.
You're going to point it at the camera. We're going to make this work, Aaron. We're going to get through this.
Okay. All right. There is it on my screen. Oh, this is just not focusing at all. Oh, this is just my camera blur is just not having it. If I see this in AR, is it going to work or is it just going to break? It just breaks. Okay, my phone's not having it in my room today. Okay, we got to see the object on its own. I think that covers that. I'm gonna have Jack come back on the screen, back onto screen.
Yeah, I think that was awesome. And finally, we've got Schiller with it's Moana. It's nice. I think it needs more Blahaj.
Doesn't need Blahaj.
It's still pretty cool. So, Aaron, it's time for us to make our final decision. So, what's going to happen is we're going to go and cut to a holding screen for a second. Me and Aaron are going to go and deliberate. And then we'll be back in about a minute with our winner. Yeah. And then we'll be going on to announce the winners of the hackathon. So, don't go anywhere. Go and hug your Blahaj if you have one. If you don't, well, you might have one very, very soon because we'll be announcing the winners very, very shortly. Hang tight, friends, and we will be right back with your winners.
You're muted. You're muted.
It's one of those days, friend. Blahaj, why did you not tell me I was muted? Welcome back, friends, to the SharkHacks closing ceremony. It is time to announce the winners of the Blahajes and the other prizes. But let's be honest, we're all here for the Blahajes. Aaron, you have seen a ton of projects you've been helping judge. Have we had some cool projects?
We've had some really cool projects. I cannot put into words how much effort judging this event was. We had like almost 70 projects, I think, and it was bar maybe like 70 excellently shark themed projects.
Yeah.
And it was a lot of there was I think we left Jack on here hanging with for quite a while we were trying to figure out what our winners were for the event, but it's all good.
It's not easy, is it? It can be
No.
very difficult. Like sometimes events there's an obvious winner, and I don't think SharkHacks is one of them.
No, not at all. All right, so I will add the slide deck to stream. There we go. Assuming I've shared the right slide, the right window. Have I? I have shared the right window. Perfect.
You've actually not updated the stats we're about to talk about. So, Aaron, would you like to continue in this PowerPoint to the next part?
Okay, we're gonna say thank you so much to all the hackers, mentors, and judges that have helped us this weekend and been taking part. The next slides are going to be completely wrong because we forgot to update them, but it's all good. They actually might be just about right. I don't know if Jack's got more updated stats than I do.
I do. I have updated stats. So it's going to say over 200 people checked in. Well, that is technically not incorrect. Over 200 people did check in. To be exact, 289 of you have checked in on Discord to come and worship Flahaj. Stalker Badger is like, stop stalling. Our job is to stall and make it as long as possible. But yeah, over 200 hackers with definitely over 30 projects. Aaron, what was the total?
I think the final total was 71 submitted. I think after like 2 were disqualified for cheating, I think it's like 68 or 69. So, right around 70. So it's all good.
I am so happy with how many Flahaj amazing creations we've had this weekend.
It's been a fantastic experience. So let's start with our MLH and sponsor prizes. I think because we're just winging this, I think we'll just alternate prize for prize with our announcement of this. So first up, let's remind you about what our prizes were. We've got our we still haven't updated the Google bit. This is like so many not updated slides. With the best use of Google Cloud, I think the winner of this hack is going to be getting time with a Google engineer to go over like mentorship. If I'm correct, but it's that or it's swag depending on your region.
Yeah, so if you're based in the US, you'll be receiving a ton of extra special Google swag. There's a little kind of trophy thing. There's just kind of like a little bag. There's all sorts of awesome stuff. If you're based outside the US, well, we have a really special thing for you. You're going to get to spend an hour talking to a Google engineer, getting some mentorship, and having this conversation with someone who is in the industry and actually is someone who's really worth chatting to. So this is a really valuable prize.
Absolutely. Best use data stacks Astra. It's a blue stubble microphone. It's the baby brother to Jack's microphone over there. Best domain, domain.com. They're getting themselves some domain.com backpacks. The 2 teams that win best hardware hack presented by DigiKey, getting Grove beginner kits with Uno R3s. Fantastically accessible kits to be working with. I quite like working with them. Best domain name from GoDaddy Registry for APAC hackers only will be the Hack from Home kit and the GitHub AutoCAD drawing contest, which I have a hunch Jack's updated the slide, but I haven't refreshed my tab, so it's not going to show up on screen. We'll cut to that separately.
Don't worry, Jack hasn't updated the slide.
Okay, so that's all good.
We'll get to it. We'll work it out.
We'll be getting an AutoCAD figurine, which is totally fine. So Let's start with the best domain name registered with domain.com. Jack wants to say something.
There's something I really need to importantly tell you. The backpacks you win from this prize category, I can confirm you can fit a Blahaj in them because I've tried.
Hey, that's where it really is at, isn't it? So our best domain name registered with domain.com goes to the team name I've forgotten, but it's mysteriousOpenWater.space. A great name. And I think, and Jack, why is the water mysterious?
Why is more water mysterious? Well, if you go to water, you may have a Blahaj, you may have a shark, or there may be nothing. And the water is this big, vast sea, quite literally, of things. You have no idea what's in there. And so it's very, very mysterious with lots of open dot space.
Absolutely. All right. Up next, best use of Google Cloud. And
I love this one because the winner of best use of Google Cloud is Which Shark Are You? Congratulations to you. Absolutely love this project. It was super cool. So big, well done.
Yep. I didn't actually test which shark I was, but I might do later. It was a great project. All right. Another domain name, but this time from the GoDaddy registry, goes to, this is a great one, sharkroom.study, which I think is where Jack studies.
That's literally the name of my office. That makes so much sense.
So this is great. This is not the last time you're going to hear Jack with being referred to by these teams this afternoon. All right. So we've got 2 winners for Digiki Hardware Hack, and I'll let Jack announce the first one in 3, 2, 1.
Our first one is security. I mean, that name alone says everything. Isn't that an incredible pun?
That was a great pun. And yeah, they were all about, as you can guess, security. And then in our second place for best Digiki Hardware Hack goes to Shark Music Box, which was shark themed music in a box. Big surprise there, right? Yep. All right. So for best use of data stacks Astra, this one goes to, drum roll please, the Phobia. I think Jack can tell us a bit more about what they saw in this project.
It was just a super cool project. I just had a look and was just really impressed with it. It's a cool project. It's fleshed out, but I think the thing that really stood out is you actually use data stacks and you actually integrated it properly. And you mentioned in your dev post that it's your first time learning how to use it, and I think that was really impressive.
Yep, we're always about learning here at MLH. That's kind of, a big part about why we run hackathons the way we do. So up next, it's our SharkHacks prizes.
But before we do that, we can't go and show you them quite yet. Instead, we need to go and chat about my Octocat because we've got a winner to announce for them. And you really thought we were just going to go and tell you the winners of the Blahages? No, we're not going to do that.
Absolutely not.
Nah.
So Jack, do you want to show us? All right. Do you want to share your screen with who's won today's?
Absolutely. I'm actually just currently searching on Twitter to find it again because I made the big mistake of closing the tab. So I'm just pulling it up right now. This was a really impressive kind of my Octocat. In fact, it was definitely by far one of the best I've ever seen across any hackathon ever.
Yeah.
And I've seen a lot of Octocats. In fact, I've seen Aaron try and draw an Octocat, and Aaron cannot make an Octocat anything like this.
Jack and I, like I said, we've both been to 38 hackathons separate, each, not collectively, but each. And I can say with the confidence that more than 2/3 of those hackathons had my Octocat running at them. So we've seen a lot of people's Octocats over the years. And this, I think Jack's spot on in saying this was one of the best we've ever seen. And yeah, it goes to Shuria, or sorry, I've said your name wrong.
Shushri.
Which is fantastic. It was a great drawing. Make sure you're following at MLHacks on Twitter. We'll DM you a link in 20 minutes for you to claim your prize. It's a really phenomenal drawing that you've made and well deserved. And Loneliness and Clyde agrees. Thank you so much for taking part. That was a really fantastic drawing.
Absolutely. Right, Aaron, should we head back over to the slides and start announcing our Blahage winners?
Let's go for it. So we can confirm that we have 20 Blahages to give away, and we are giving away all 20 of them. So, there's no Blahage left behind here at SharkHacks this weekend. So let's start with the SharkHacks prizes. So as a quick reminder, first overall, you're getting yourself a Nest Hub, a Blahage, and some MLH swag. We're giving second overall Anchor Stand Core wirelesses and
a Blahage.
Yep, and some MLH swag. Third overall, again, it's a Casted Calculator watch, and
a Blahage.
And some MLH swag. And then Protect the Sharks, which are best environment hacks, getting themselves a Blahage. And some MLH swag. And then last but not least, most Shark Hack winners are also getting a Blahage and some MLH swag. So, lots of Blahages.
No, we don't know how we convinced MLH to do this either.
No, we were actually surprised when we saw this slide and we're giving away Blahages. It was, it was great fun. So let's start with Protect the Sharks Hack. This is all about the environment. And there was so many submissions. It took me 40 minutes alone just to judge this category. I mean, hacking only ended 2 hours ago, so as you can imagine. But this one was all about teaching you about cleaning up the environment, and it's called Filter Frenzy. It's about filtering our oceans, making sure Blahage can swim around all safe and happy in the oceans. So congratulations to Filter Frenzy. You're getting yourself a Blahage and some MLH swag. All right.
Awesome.
So this next slide is going to be a bit of a tease. The most SharkHacks Shark Hack. I said we were giving away all 20 of the Blahages, which would imply five 4-person teams. It's not what's happened here.
Nope.
So let's start with the first Blahage is going to the submitters of
Carl, defender of the waves.
Which was a great project. I think you went as far as to build that in Scratch, which I mean that's some commitment, right?
Aaron, Carl, defender of the waves, only had one person on their team. We still have 3 more Blahages.
So next, it's certainly a team of 3. We're also giving a Blahage away to Save the Blahage.
But Aaron, Save Blahage also only had one person on their team. That means we still have 2 Blahages left over.
It must be a team of 2 this time. And the next team to walk away with a Blahage is none other than Get Me to the Blahage.
What an incredible name. But Aaron, no matter how incredible their name is, there was still only one person on that team. That means you have a left Blahage, and he'll be lonely without his friends.
And in the spirit of no Blahage left behind, we're giving our last most Shark Hack winner a Blahage. And that team is Blahage. I think. Yep.
Awesome.
Which is all about Blahage playing the piano. So yep, to the hackers behind these 4 projects this weekend, you'll all be getting yourselves your very own Blahage. So,
but we still have 12 more to give away, and we're gonna go and make you suffer a bit. We're not just gonna go and run through all of these winners. We're gonna be showcasing the demo videos for all of these top 3. So hang tight. We're gonna first of all see our demo video for 3rd overall, but first of all, we're gonna announce it, and then we'll take a look at what they made. So, Aaron, do you want to introduce our 3rd overall hack?
All right, 3rd, and these were a challenge. Like I think we swapped our 1st, 2nd, and 3rd like 4 or 5 times before we finally came to these winners. And so, drum roll, please. It goes to Shark Rank.
Congratulations, Shark Rank. We're going to take a look at your demo video, and then we'll be right back after this.
Hello. My name is Simran, and I will be presenting the project we made for this hackathon, SharkRank. Long has the shark name carried with it the heavy burden of negative connotations, be it in the wild or the financial sector. The word shark sends shivers down one's spine. We want to break this unfair stereotype and show to the world what sharks are, a bunch of amazing creatures with the potential to help many people. Sharky the Shark is brilliant. It views any company's current Twitter sentiment on NASDAQ 100, provides the end user with a brief report, including the predicted stock price to help you with your financial investments. They also provide you with essential data visualizations to give an even more clearer picture. Coming on to our dashboard, at SharkRank, we work with historical data about the stock prices of a publicly listed company. We implement a mix of machine learning algorithms to predict the future stock price of a company. We start with simple algorithms like linear regression and then move on to advanced techniques like LSTM. After you search the company from the autocomplete input, we send an HTTP request to Fast API. We try to predict the current stock price using a pre-trained model and live data from Yahoo Finance. We also analyze and evaluate the Twitter sentiment about the company using Twitter API Tweepy. We analyze the company's future profitability on the basis of its current business environment and financial performance by gathering information from Twitter analytics. We also read the charts and use statistical figures to identify the trends in the stock market. Unfortunately, the deployment of the backend was unfeasible due to major resource constraints. So the future plans of our project are to deploy it for the backend. Also, we plan to create a robust backend for proper deployment and refinement of pre-existing functionalities for a better user experience. We also plan to improve the ML model for better price prediction in a shorter period of time. We also plan to integrate a database with the ML models to shift the predictions from happening in real time to happening after a fixed period, reducing wait time on the end user side. the accomplishments that we are proud of for this project are we're proud of learning complex front-end frameworks in a short period of time and being able to implement them successfully. We're also proud of tackling third-party libraries such as Yahoo Finance specifically for data and utilizing them seamlessly with the front end. What we've learned during this hackathon is basically the use of Fast API in Python to communicate with the front end and sending image files over a server using Byte64. We've also learned to use React.js and other front-end frameworks and libraries. Also, the use of Figma for design prototyping and team collaboration. That is all about our project. Thank you so much.
Wow, that was such an awesome, awesome
That
demo.
was great.
Just so you know, in the interest of fairness, our judges do stop watching at the 2-minute mark for everybody. So even if you do submit a longer video, it does not provide an unfair advantage. But Aaron, what did you think of that project?
I think it was great. My favorite part by far was the play on words. In their submission, they were describing how this was for dealing with loan sharks. Not exactly the kind of sharks we were planning on playing with this weekend, but I'll give it to them.
I think that totally counts. I think this is really cool. As a reminder, SharkRank, you have won a Casio calculator watch and your very own Blahaj, look after him, as well as some MLH swag. So congratulations to each and every member of that team. What's up next, Aaron?
All right, up next, it's fourth place, clearly.
Yep. That's how numbers work, isn't it?
Absolutely. But no, second overall, again, another fantastic project. Like I said, we swapped this around like 3-4 times before we finally decide who was going to be getting second, first, and third. But none other than Blahaj the Braveheart has won for second overall here at SharkHacks. So let's go ahead and hand off to Jack, who is getting the video up on stream.
And I am so excited to see this because I can see now it has the word trailer in the title. So let's take a look. And I cannot wait to see what you have created. Wow.
Wow.
Wow. That was incredible. As a reminder,
great.
you have won an Anchor. Every member of that team has just won an Anchor Soundcore wireless earbuds, a Blahaj, and some extra special MLH swag, including some awesome little winner pins, which is super cool. So congratulations to every single member of that team.
No.
Well,
that was truly impressive.
That truly was impressive.
So
but here's the thing. That was second. What is first?
What have we got? Yeah. So first overall, again, another fantastic project. I think my team might know they've won already because I mentioned earlier that Jack was going to be referenced in one of these prizes again, and Jack has in fact been referenced in the team for first overall. And I think instead of showing you the name first, I think we let Jack show you the video, and then we'll announce the name for those who haven't seen all the project videos. How's that sound, Jack?
Okay, that sounds good to me. Well, we'll go and share this video, and then I suspect we'll be able to see the name of it very easily, and then it's because it's on the video, and then we will go and announce this winner and wrap up. So here is our first place winner of SharkHacks 2020. And I say 2020 because we are definitely doing 2021, whether Revelation want us to or not. Here you go. Here is our first place winner.
Hello, welcome to Bahalajack, a card game that we made using Python and Photoshop. So I'm going to just run the code here. So I have 3 options to either press enter, tab, or escape. Enter to play, tab to do the instructions, and escape to quit the game. If I press tab, it'll show me the instructions and the legends for the cards that are in use in the game. If I press tab again, it'll show me back to the title screen. If I press enter to play, then it'll show a screen where all the cards are and where you start playing. So I have options to use downward arrow to show the table, upper arrow to show what's in my hand, and I can use the letter keys to use the cards in my hands. So Bahalajack is a card game where the main objective is to gain the most money. One, you can either win the game by reaching the initial limit, so of $700, or 2, if the deck runs out, then the winner will be decided by the highest amount of money. So if I just use the cards I have, press A, then I'll bring up my score pretty much. And then I can press 1 to end my turn early. Then my opponent does the same thing just to gain money early. And I'll keep on going until either the deck runs out or one of us hits the goal, pretty much. And I press escape to end the game. Thank you for watching this demo.
All right.
That was awesome. That was actually incredible. I love that. A big congratulations to Bahalajack.
Who was
Wow.
That was good. Like I said, referencing Jack right there. I think my understanding was they didn't completely design the game from scratch. They adapted an existing version of Monopoly called Monopoly Deal, I think, to fit into this new Blahaj and Jack theme.
Yeah. My understanding is they got the concept and then built it into its own thing.
Yeah. And then also went and actually built out the game themselves. So it was, a really, really, really impressive game right there. So massive congratulations to you. As a reminder, you're getting yourselves a Google Nest Hub each, a Blahaj each, and some awesome extra MLH swag for winning here at SharkHacks 2020.
And also, just to provide some context in terms of cheating checks, we do check every single project for cheating, and things that may not be necessarily obvious in the Git repo, we do catch. At the same time, things that may look suspicious to hackers, we do often have more insight in, and we do actively look into. Rest assured that if we are suspicious, we do escalate it to a full-time team who are dedicated into looking at cheating and do look very, very deep. And we are happy that cheating has not happened, to our knowledge, at this point. If people do have concerns, you're more than welcome to go and report it by making a ticket on the MLH server. We do go and verify projects again before shipping swag, so rest assured, this is a fair process, and we do do in-depth cheating checks. While you may not, at first glance of Git repos, think they have been checked, I can assure you they definitely have been, and we have definitely had a look.
All right, so let's get on. So lastly, a massive congratulations to all of our winning hackers here at SharkHacks. I think we've given away 20 Blahajes and then even more stuff on top of it to loads and loads of awesome hackers who really, really deserve them here at SharkHacks this weekend.
But even if you weren't a winner, thank you so much for coming along. It's been super fun to have you, and we've really appreciated it. Whether you're someone like Evie earlier, she'd never built something using proper authentication, never built her own authentication and did it at SharkHacks, or you're someone who never built a game, you built a game, or you honed and improved skills into something new. I want to say thank you to each and every one of you. So thank you so much for coming. This was a crazy idea we had a little while back, and it's been absolutely awesome to have all of you here. Now, Aaron, people are asking about participation certificates, but I think we can one up that, don't you think?
I think we can. And how can we one up that, Jack? Other than getting loads of awesome swags, you get yourselves an I demoed sticker, which is awesome. You get these at every MLH hackathon you demo at, including SharkHacks. You get that awesome drawing on your screen, and you can stick them on your laptop and show off to the world how you've demoed at all of these awesome hackathons.
And the art on this demo sticker is genuinely based on when I went on a date night with my Blahaj. That sounds like a joke. It's not. It was a joke, but that genuinely happened once. So you can absolutely have fun with your Blahajes. And when you've got them, I would love for you to go, when they eventually arrive in the mail, I'd love for you to go and tweet them to @MLHacks with #SharkHacks, no matter how far off the event, and show all the cool things your Blahaj that you has been getting up to. Also, as a reminder, we are actively trying to ship things as fast as possible, but we're currently in a global pandemic, and it's also nearly the holidays, so shipping may be delayed. Sit tight, friends. We haven't forgotten you. And yes, stickers will be coming to you in the mail, so sit tight.
Yep. No, we send out every week. We send out thousands and thousands of units of swag to hackers, both from our hackathons, both of our member events. And honestly, it's like 3 or 4 people who are responsible for all of that management, and it's an insane task. So there is a lot going on when it comes to making sure you're getting everything that you're supposed to be from our hackathons. So we do really appreciate the patience you give us.
We promise it's on its way.
All right. So just to make a reminder, so you do get yourselves your swag for SharkHacks this weekend. Make sure you are actually registered over at hackp.ac/SharkHacks. And then once more, also make sure you've checked in for your swag at hackp.ac/SharkHacks check-in. It's not too late to do that. It will be tomorrow. Make sure you've gone to both those links, filled in the information so that you can get all of the awesome swag that you're entitled to for having taken part in at SharkHacks 2020. But that's it for SharkHacks, but we're not done. We've got even more fun after this weekend's over. In next week, it's Who Done It Hacks, a awesome Sherlock Holmes investigatory themed hackathon. And then the week after, we've got Winter Hack Olympics. I'll be back with you on stream and to help you out with that hackathon. And then the week after that, we've got the holiday hacks. Going through Christmas, and then we've even got a New Year hacks, I think, the week after, but I don't think that's the next slide. It's not the next slide. But yeah, we want to say thank you so much to all the awesome hackers, mentors, judges, organizers, volunteers, everyone who's been around, giving us their time, be it to hack or make the event as awesome as possible. Thank you so much for taking part in SharkHacks 2020. But that's been all for us here at MLH. We hope you had a great time this weekend, and we'll see you next week. Thank you so much, and
bye, friends.
We'll catch you